Hey, what is up, Rise of Kingdomers? I'm Shinchi42, and today we're going to present JWM, one of the top alliances in Rise of Kingdoms. They send out their representative, and we interview them. They're going to be talking about Kingdom vs. Kingdom Season 2, what they think about it, and also some of the snippets about Kingdom vs. Kingdom Season 1. So make sure you guys are tuning in this video. You guys can learn a lot in this video, actually. You guys can get some tips in here just by listening to all the things that we're going to be talking about. And also, guys, if you want to see more Rise of Kingdoms content interviewing other governors in here in Rise of Kingdoms, and if you guys want to be interviewed, if I have time, I will make time for you guys. Hit me up on Discord, and don't forget, guys, subscribe to this channel, turn your notifications on so that you guys would not miss out on any content that we are going to be publishing in this channel. If you guys like the content, make sure, guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys will enjoy the content. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. So we have Faye here, and I'm going to be asking about KvK questions first. Nice to meet you guys, by the way, members of JWM. So KvK, question on KvK, what is your prediction with this new matchup?
It is going to rely heavily on diplomacy, because not even the big whale kingdoms can afford to fight the big whale kingdoms. It would be heavy losses on every side. And with League on top of that, you have to consider you can't lose too many troops in a KvK fight, because then you have to go and fight League every Sunday. So you'd be down some. So it's going to be a lot of diplomacy.
That makes a lot of things very, very interesting with that League and Lost Kingdom happening in the same time. And I think it's very soon that we're having this Lost Kingdom. It's too quick.
I agree. I think it was poorly planned. I understand why. I think people were kind of upset and bored in regular Kingdom. After Lost Kingdom, everything was a whole lot better. But so it seems to me they tried to rush things quicker. And I think they could have, if they've just gotten League out first, they could have delayed KvK a little bit, I believe. But
I agree.
We shall never know.
I agree. So diplomacy is going to be one of the key things now. You can't just run over, alliances and just, I mean, you can't just run over the kingdoms anymore, like, with the matchup previously.
We went in with allies, and in fact, diplomacy was kind of a key to a victory in our last KvK. Because I mean, we played against K58, which had High, and High is a good alliance. They were one of the stronger ones. So it's not like we had a cakewalk. We had to fight them, and some of our key victories came from some diplomacies that kind of built out of KvK that were crucial.
I see. I wasn't really following, but JWM did win, right? On the.
Oh yes.
Okay, that's good. Congratulations to the JWM Alliance then.
Thank you.
So basically, I think I've kind of asked this question already. You've kind of answered it already, but my second question was supposed to be like, how hard do you think this season 2 will be? Right, with the alliances, I think it's going to be very, very difficult, because I mean, with the kingdom being paired, with the same power, it's going to be difficult, and you really need to get into the diplomacy. What if you don't do diplomacy? What do you think is going to happen with you guys?
Oh man.
What if they
go ahead? Kingdoms in our Lost Kingdom. And I'm including us in that. Like, we are a very powerful kingdom. We've actually worked hard on building up our other alliances. So JWM is still a powerhouse. We're still 10 billion strong, but our other alliances have been really working hard. We had a whole bunch of people join last minute since they did the migration lockdown on us. So we everybody in our kingdom, or our Lost Kingdom, are pretty much beasts. If there was no diplomacy between any of the kingdoms, it would be chaos.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, right?
I don't know if their servers could take it. We would probably crash their servers anytime there was a big battle.
That's true. That they need to optimize this the server lag.
Yes, they
Um,
do.
so as the queen of this kingdom, what do you think your mindset is coming into KvK?
Um, I mean, my mindset is just kind of going with what our plans are. We don't JWM's like strongest like asset is we adapt. We go into every situation, whether it's PvE or PvP, with a plan. We've done research, but we can also adapt on the fly, which we proved last KvK if needed. So like I go in, I'm more of a support player. I am not a big whale. I don't put lots of money into this game, and my progress in this game is completely thanks to the people I'm in an alliance with. So I go in as a support player. I fill rallies. I feed people who need resources. So I go in and we'll get, our boss, our king, who we call boss, will tell us our plans for whatever's coming next. And I'll go in and my goal is to try to keep everybody organized, keep everybody focused, and do what we're supposed to do. Um, we have, really good systems in place to be able to kind of adapt as needed, and we just work together, and that's, I guess I'm the unifier. Like I've tried to keep communications up and stuff like that. So
That's good, and we need those type of roles. Like not every single role that we always see on the YouTube contents are war, war, war. But we always tend to forget that there's these people, the players that act as a support and piece things together behind the scenes, and they just people don't see it sometimes. But no, you're doing a pretty good job for your kingdom then.
thank you.
Um, Now here's the biggest thing though. You guys are successful, and you have to tell me also how you guys become one of the best alliance, or in the game. How did you guys become one of the best?
um I would say we have really good leadership, and I'm not saying that because I'm part of leadership. I'm saying that because we have our boss is amazing. um we have really good players. We have, for as many whales as we have and krakens and just high payers, we don't have a lot of egos in JWM. So we work together very well, and that is really important. It doesn't matter how many strong players, if you have one that wants to go and do whatever they want, then they're kind of useless to the kingdom as a whole and to the alliance as a whole. But there's just a lot of camaraderie, and I think that's kind of what has helped um, us get as strong as we can.
That's good. Sounds like a very humble and stable kingdom. What if, like, let's say hypothetically, you guys did not succeed for KvK season 2? What, and since your kingdom is now in lockdown, right? Basically, nobody
Mm-hmm.
should be able to. I mean, if people leave, they can't come back. Do you think anybody
Correct.
would leave?
I'm sure there's always a few, uh, but there's also people who it's more than just winning, because I think people forget that you learn stuff when you win, but you learn stuff when you lose. JWM's only lost one arc, and we learned a lot from that arc, and we have grown and adapted and figured out better ways to play arc for that. So it has made us stronger in that situation,
Oh wow.
for that event. So it's one of those things where you grow from losses as well. And I like to think that we would all stay if we lost. I couldn't tell you one way or the other, but we are the people who are in JWM are in JWM because they want to be there, and seem to enjoy the community.
That's good, and I hope even if it's a loss, you guys can just come back and learn from it, and then come out a lot stronger the next time. And because in the community that we have, usually what we see is that when Kingdom or an alliance loses, they tend to shift around, and hopefully we don't see this, because I'm really looking forward for JWM to be successful too.
Well, I think the migration lockdown, especially the KvK migration, will actually or the
Prevents.
KvK migration lockdown will change things a lot, because that's what we saw last KvK, is that once the outcome was, once outcome happened, they got prizes, people were jumping around
Mm-hmm.
to be in new kingdoms to win more stuff. So I think a lot of what we saw in last KvK is just not repeatable unless they're going to lesser, I don't want to say lesser kingdoms, but kingdoms that aren't locked down.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I think it's gonna be a lot better. Do you think that this KvK seems fair then?
They didn't get rid of the corn or the middle kingdoms, so now I hate the middle kingdoms.
Uh,
I don't know. I'll. It's one of those things that we'll have to get in and play it to see. I can understand the locking down during KvK, because I know we got um, a ton of new players during KvK, that I don't think it would have changed the outcome, but I definitely helped us. Um, so that I think is a positive. But yeah, there are some things that I wish they had adjusted that they haven't. But we shall see.
what kind of map do you suggest? Because I've heard some suggestion that they want a circle map. So, what is your mindset about changing a map suggestion, or maybe you guys have talked about this in JWM? What type of Lost Kingdom map do you think is going to be the best for this type of game?
Honestly, the map they have now isn't bad. It's just there's last KvK we were in a corner, and Kingdom 58 built away from us, so we had our own like big zone, which was nice because tons of farming for everybody in our kingdom. But what they would do is they would send out raiders from their protected zone into our to hit our farmers and whatnot, and we couldn't retaliate. And that's why the middle kingdom's unfair, is because they can hit the kingdoms all around them without the other kingdoms being able to do anything about it except to defend. So it may be, I mean, simply connecting those second zones, like once the zones that the pass fours open up to, if you connect all those, like that could make things a little bit more fair, because that means nobody can just hit you without retaliation.
So
So
just having like the next zone open to all three kingdoms would be fair.
yeah, in my eyes. Now, I'm not a developer. I have not spent a lot of time looking at this thing like the devs have, so there could be like huge issues with that concept as well. It's just, I know as someone who we got hit by raiders so much, and it was so frustrating, that that was a problem I would have liked them to have solved or eliminated.
Oh yeah, nobody likes farm killers, right?
No.
I get called out for it too, but that's entire part of the game and strategy to limit the other players that you're against with basically.
Oh, absolutely. But it gets frustrating when you can't do the same thing back.
Exactly.
So it's just like, well, let us into your zone 4 and we'll have some fun there.
But it's smart that they're doing that. They're the effort that they put out too, which is you have to march all the way out there, and that's a good effort, I think. Do you have any last messages for other alliances and other kingdoms that are not as successful as JWM? You have any advice for them coming into KvK?
Hmm. I mean, honestly, I think diplomacy is going to be everybody's best bet. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. If you can work together with another alliance, you are that much stronger. Um, Figuring out ways, because I know everybody wants all the rewards and everything, but figuring out ways you can share, not just within alliances, like in your kingdom as well. You want to make sure you share stuff with the other people in your kingdom, so nobody gets upset or anything like that. And especially for kingdoms that are still open for migration, don't necessarily concentrate all your power into one alliance. Try to spread it out. I think most people are doing that. I think we saw that White Tiger has done that recently, where they've split up their alliances or their powers into a bunch of different alliances. And of course, K93 does that too. Because that was the one thing that we did, like, because again, we're at 10 billion power. We got to 11 billion during KvK, and we had to jump around a lot to our other alliances to help them out. So unless you are super, super strong, one alliance can't carry a KvK. It's best to try to work together, spread out your big, if you have 10 T5s, well, maybe spread out those T5s into different alliances, so every alliance has good commanders who can do rallies or lead battles or whatever. Good communication and planning is also really important.
Nice. And yeah, Discord is a big factor, really, in getting that communication.
I don't think we used Discord last KvK.
You guys did not? Wow.
No.
How are you guys so successful without Discord?
Chat groups.
Oh.
We use a lot of the internal chat.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, that worked out very well for you guys then, without Discord.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so there we go. We advices from you. And my last question here before we end this is that what is your favorite food?
Anything pork, I would say.
Anything pork? Any special dishes that you want to share to the community?
It's like 90% of pork dishes I love. I make a hoisin pork tenderloin, roasted tenderloin that I really like. It's probably my favorite, so
Hoisin
I'll go with
pork
that.
tenderloin. Wow, Asian style, huh?
Yes, I'm from the South, but eat a lot of Asian food. So.
Nice. What about you, Ryu? What's your favorite food?
Well, mine is I'm Indian, so I like Punjabi food, and I like so it's this flatbread. It's called garlic naan, and I don't know how to describe the other thing, so I'll just say it in the Indian name. I like chicken tandoori. I like saag, which is like spinach. I like chicken tikka masala. There's a lot of like these things that I like spicy and like mild and stuff.
Dude, I know saag. I love saag. That's all. I get that all the time when I go to the Indian buffet, and definitely I love the garlic naan. And then you just said about the the chicken tikka masala, kind of like a butter chicken. That's actually very good, man.
Yeah, it's actually really delicious. Like there's so many actually choices to choose from. It's just hard to choose from all of them. But I prefer North Indian food because we actually put a lot of like butter and more oil in our food compared to like the other Indians. Like South India, East India, they're all different cooking from us. Like Northern Indians cook really different from the other ones.
You know what I love? I love the Western, Americanized Indian food.
It's not the same taste. Like I taste the food here in America, and then if I go to India, totally different taste.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I bet. Awesome.
Well, it's like
guys.
Chinese food.
Oh yeah.
Chinese food in America is completely different than actual Chinese food.
Gotta get it authentic. Go to like the Chinatown.
Yeah.
Awesome. So thank you guys. JWM.
Thank you, Senchi. I actually wanted to hear from you about like what do you think about like how KvK is structured and like how did your alliance feel and like who you're paired against.
So we're going to be paired up again with 227. Very interesting, and I've heard Sammy Boy has come back to 227. It's going to be interesting. I don't think the matchup is unfair. I think it's pretty even because somebody sent me the list of each alliances in each kingdom. I think it's relatively close to power. Definitely, we need to talk about this, what it's called, diplomacy, as what Faye said. So that's something that's going to be being played in a big factor. I am not going to be involved in reaching out to other kingdoms. So that's going to be random Arabs business. And I've changed my complete game style now, which is if you point me to a direction where you need me to attack, I will attack. So I'm changed my gaming style from leader to just becoming more of a warlord. So for me, I think it's going to be very interesting, and especially coming for that, what is it called, the Ark of Osiris. As what Faye mentioned also, we have to watch out for our troops. And I lost so many troops last KvK, so I need to watch out. Especially, I'm not like one of those super heavy spenders, so I need to be careful when I defend and be on offense.
Have you recovered all your troops from last KvK?
No, I have like
Okay.
690k troops right now. Like, not yet.
Okay, so a lot of us are in that situation.
Not yet.
Yeah, I feel your pain. I lost 2 million troops last KvK.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they're meant to just, get defeated.
Ryu is like crutch for us in situations because I think a lot of people saw our KvK and we won it about halfway through. I mean, the last half, there was nobody even contending for anything. But K58 High, they put up a fight and they had some good strategies and they kept, when we were pushing ahead towards their zone, they would push behind us. And it was a great strategy. I mean, there was one battle they hit us on like 7 or 8 different fronts, and Ryu was there in the back, in our like zone 4 area, basically organizing a bunch of our smaller alliances to hold flags, to build flags, to set up defensive measures. And he lost all of his troops there, but I'm not sure what we would have done without him because he was pivotal.
Nice. Sounds like you did a good job there, you, and a very good compliment coming from the queen, right?
I love you too.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you, Faye. I'll see you guys later.